Do you get frustrated with the number of 3 putts you have each round? Depending on your handicap, some 3 putts per round, a 3 putt, a number of them, statistically are likely. Let's have a look and see what we can do to minimize that number. Hi, I'm Peter Knight, and I've created this channel, Peter Knight Golf, to help you play the best golf you can. And today we're going to have a look at helping you to avoid those 3 putts, because they can dramatically increase or decrease, depending on the number of them, the score that you have each day. So we're going to look at a number of things. The first thing we're going to do is have a look at how you control your stroke rhythm, stroke length, and stroke tempo. So tempo is the speed. They're keys to begin with. Then we'll have a look at different strategic things that you can do with your putting. So the first thing is that we're going to start off with a putt that is only about 4 meters long. And you might sort of think, well, distance putting, I'm considering putts that are a lot longer than that. Again, if we look statistically at tour players, they average 2 putting from 30 feet. As soon as they're outside that length, again statistically, they're more likely to 3 putt than 1 putt. So they 2 putt almost all the time, but occasionally they'll 3 putt, and less occasionally they'll 1 putt. Now, of course, depending on handicap level or skill level, that number is going to go up. And it might be that, that an 18 handicap player, and I'm making this number up, their threshold for 3 putting is maybe 18 feet or 6 meters. And so anytime they're outside of 6 meters, they're more likely to 3 putt than 1 putt. So what we want to do is increase that distance, that threshold distance, and overall reduce that number, particularly if you're 3 putting from distance that are quite close to the hole. So we're going to start off with just a 4 meter putt. Now on the ground here, I've set 3 tees in the ground. Now the tees, the spacing between the tees is important. The distance from the tee where my ball is to the back tee, if we call that 1 unit of distance, then the tee through here is 1.5 units. Now it doesn't matter whether I've got a really short putt or a very long putt, I'm keeping those stroke length proportions. So I'm not going to suddenly make my stroke follow through like way longer on a longer putt. It'll be proportional to my backstroke length. And likewise, if I've got a very short putt, I'm still going to keep these proportions, but I'm going to make them smaller. So if I'm hitting this putt to a hole that's about 4 meters away and looking to ideally have the ball finish just past the hole, then I can practice swinging back to the back tee and through to the front tee. So just by making little strokes, little practice strokes, I get the feel of that stroke length. Now, if for any reason, when I swing through, my putter wants to sort of keep going a lot further than that, that can be a clue that I may be over accelerating my putter as it gets to the ball. Far less common is where the putter actually stops short of the front tee. It does happen, but far less common. But have a look at what you're doing with tees in the ground like that. And actually you don't even need to hit to a hole when you're practicing this. Just put tees in the ground, practice swinging back and through, and note whether that feels normal to you. The second thing, and I'm going to incorporate a few of these drills here, the second thing is that we want your stroke time to be around about 1 second. And that is 1 second from address to impact. So from here, when I swing back and to impact, that's going to take 1 second. Now, different ways you can do this. If you have like a digital metronome on an app on your phone, or even actually a metronome, you can practice that. Otherwise, just keep a count in your head. So you're roughly going to be able to count in seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I run that second count, 1, 2, 3, and so I'm getting that count to work to my putting stroke. That's important. A lot of players, when they struggle with controlling their putting distance or even accuracy, is their first resort is to slow down because they think they've been going too quickly. As soon as you slow down, there's room for much more manipulation of the putter, and it generally leads to more problems than it does solutions. So let's now combine these things. So I'm going to swing to the back tee, through to the front tee, and my putt of 4 meters almost goes in the hole. But the distance is correct. Now, if I continue to putt with those tees, the putts would all go about the same distance. So I can practice different length putts and move these tees to get the feel of that. The second thing I want to do is strategically is have the ball finish near the hole. Now, yes, if I hit the ball past the hole, it gives the putt a better chance of going in the hole. But all I really want to do with putts, maybe of 5 or 6 meters or longer, is to get the ball somewhere near the hole so I'm likely to get the ball in. And this is where this type of practice becomes really beneficial. If you get your tempo right and your stroke length right, it's going to make a massive difference. So continue to practice. So if I, for example, found that my stroke was varying a lot, when I'm hitting this same putt, my putter sometimes goes back to here, sometimes only goes back to here, and I'm having to change a lot, that's a clue to me as to what might be happening on the golf course as well. So again, hitting that same putt and looking to have the putter working those same parameters. Is going to give me the best chance of being able to develop not just the right tempo, but the right rhythm with my stroke. So when you're practicing particularly distance putts, use the tees, use the 1 second count, and then practice the same putt a few times. As soon as you get the feel for that, move to a different one. Because as soon as you start to get the feeling of what it is that you need to do to hit the ball a certain distance, you'll stop. Actually, the learning process will stop and you'll just start doing it automatically. So you need to constantly change. So if I'm having a practice session where I'm practicing my distance putting, I might hit 2 or 3 putts like this, and then I'm going to change the distance. So do that, and you'll find that your 3 putting in a very short period of time should reduce dramatically.